we will start the webinar. Thank you for your presence. We have the small goals today of giving you first a small presentation about Inokinetics, but the webinar is focused on our innovation diagnostic canvas that we share with the community, that we would like to have the first feedback possible. Also to try to answer some of your possible questions about the usage and the potential of the usage of the innovation diagnostic canvas, and also explain a little bit the concept and why we created. So can I just ask if you can make some note that you are listening and that everything is okay? Maybe on the chat. Okay. So Inokinetics is a innovation company, a spin-off. We started this company in last year, but we've been developing Inokinetics in more than 1 year and a half, almost 2 years, developing a very deep business plan, and also developing what should be our differentiation, let's say, and what we can really bring new to the consultancy and the world of innovation. We are focused on. We will try to work with organizations by always starting with the same question. When was the last time that you took a giant leap? So when organizations, SMIs, non-profit, institutional organization, governments, territories, every kind of professional organization that we have been working for a long time in the research field and also in a consultants field, but starting by asking them, when was the last time that you had a giant leap? Innovation could be, of course, incremental, but we also think that is a good first question to make to companies so that we understand if they really have a deep innovation processes within their bodies of knowledge. We start the company by joining together two kinds of bodies of knowledge. It's my personal contribution and my group, because we also have a research group. We have been developing an innovation methodology called Ideas Revolution that you can see if you want to see more about everything that we've been testing and experimenting in a real life context in the market since 2007. We have a website, ideasrevolution.pt, that you can please check. We develop a full methodology, a process of innovation from A to Z. Like I told you, in the research units at TIAD in Portugal, and with the idea of testing improvements and things that we could do better in the field of design thinking. That's the basics of my background and also my team's background. Of course, we have researchers of multidisciplinary fields, but the point was, can we start with the point of design thinking for innovation? For instance, I'm going to show you in the presentation the Stanford University process that is represented in the graph with the white 3 stages. And can we start from there and improve it, make an evolution of it, making some different questions as a point of start for research. And that's what we've been doing for the last 8 years. And the idea was, we said first, let's do everything inside organizations, but with the potential of the people that are inside the organization, the multidisciplinary knowledge that exists in every company, and also putting external stakeholders on the process. So we had to create this kind of first stage of involvement training, where we train the group of stakeholders, internal and external, to exercise the creative thinking, to exercise the team building before we start the innovation process via a design thinking approach. And then we also needed, we make the question if can we do these creative processes, this, let's say, chaotic process of design thinking for innovation, can we make it, but can we take some metrics on it? Can we make it some more to know that the final results could be more, let's say, based on feedback, on real feedback of a bigger group of persons. So we created an intermediary stage we call integration, where on the process of the final 3 or 4 ideas, they are subjected to a bigger group of we make a survey of the potential ideas with a bigger group of people to still have feedback and improvement to the ideas that are being developed by the group of people. And in the end, we integrated the IT platforms that enables the innovation to be a continuous cycle and not to finish with the delivery of one product. So maybe the paradigm until now there was a process of design thinking for innovation where people developed products and services, and that's it. We want the process to be a continuous one, so integrated dialogue, so that maybe the end of one product is the beginning of a new one. So that's the contribution of my side and my team and some of the partners of Innokinetics. Like I told you, the areas that we are different is the involvement and maybe the interaction, and of course the metrics. Also, the Belgian partner, Professor Pieter Sprangers, developed and is testing and implementing learning above the ruler methodology. So what the aim of his body of knowledge is to understand inside organizations how different people have different types of learning. So it was like I say, a perfect match, because if we are doing the process of innovation with the internal and external stakeholders, if we have a methodology that can evaluate what is the best workshops, the best learning experience that we can provide to the different people to have a better ideas and a better process of innovation, we think that is a good upgrade on the existing methods and knowledge of innovation. So that's why we joined together the two bodies of knowledge to start working. And of course, there was also the experience that my partner in Belgium, the two partners of Belgium, they have on a consultancy in the terms of management and coaching on economics. So we join everything, also a design company in Portugal that has the skills to visualize the ideas, to make it, to give an empowerment to the innovation process by design and visual thinking skills. We have systems thinking, that's what I bring. We have knowledge, professional knowledge on consultings and deep knowledge on learning process. So let's say deep soft skills from Domo, and Gude, the design company, brings the visual and the skills of creativity by design. Make it very short. It's not my point today in the webinar to present everything, but I will give you some points that we are really developing new things. And I'm going to the stage where we show you already our unique selling propositions. That means some of our ideas on innovation that we transform into products. So first thing, we are experienced and we have already developed projects that connects innovation with the strategic insights company needs to develop their own business, specific in today's world of the paradigm of change management, where companies must be adapted to change. And innovation, of course, is the best tool that companies can use to turn their company into change machines. We are really focused, and we have a deep product that we've been experimenting also regarding innovation culture. What does it mean? Very simply, we know that the process of developing new products and new services, we can have very technical people, very skilled creative designers, very creative engineers that know how to develop a product, but sometimes the barriers are inside the company, and also outside the company, but inside the company, the most barriers are cultural barriers. Meaning, if you come up with an idea that is very, very disruptive, that you need to have some kind of attitude and mindset to make it this very disruptive idea to go to the market, because maybe it changed the core business of your company. You have to have the culture to do it. You have to have the culture of accepting the risk, of saying to people, you should try it. And most of the companies that we really are targeting, SMEs, small and medium-sized companies, sometimes because of the way they were built, the family and the traditional way they were built, they are lacking this kind of skills and this kind of attitude and mindset. But as we say in one of the articles that we published in our networks, they had it when they start the business, when they start their own company, maybe 15, 20, 30, or 100 years ago, when the family started the business, they had the passion, they had the drivers to make something new, to take a risk. So we should try them to remember this time, to remember the pioneers of the company, and do it again, because it's time to do it again. So that's innovation culture for us. We also have projects with a real perspective of holistic innovation, meaning we can start by trying to make a product or a service innovation, but within the process itself, we find deep insights that can change the way the company, for instance, the business model, we can find insights to change and improve and create different ways of the process of production, for instance, or distribution. So when we are in a process where we ask people to give their best ideas, their best experience, where the process is multidisciplinary, people come from different backgrounds, they have different needs, different attitudes. They can be the perspective of the client and the perspective of the financial guy of the company. We need to have, in the end, a way to collect all the ideas and transform it into a strategic vision of innovation that is holistic and multidimensional. So that's what we also develop lots of tools for it. Also, we have an approach that it's coming from our two bodies of knowledge, that innovation must always be within a context of society. We have to, companies must innovate, of course, is a business imperative, but also the conscience of community, the conscience of well-being, the conscience of happiness should be there. And big companies, small companies, they should always try to attach to their effort of innovation some improvements to society, to humankind. That's what we aim in corporate social innovation plus citizenship. And finally, because our academic backgrounds, we are teachers and speakers of innovation and creativity in different parts of the world, we developed some kind of innovation academy of different formats that we've been providing to companies and to people that want to know more about innovation, entrepreneurship, that want to learn these soft skills and also the hard skills and the process and the model. We develop different kinds of academy, deeper ones that take maybe 3 to 6 months. We can have it a 25 hours course, of course, but we have one thing that we know for sure, that we know what can be learned in 20 hours and we know what can be learned in 3 months. So there are different kind of products and different kinds of perspective that people can have and expectations about what they can learn with us, with our experience in the different kind of products. So I'm going to go further to see some works that we've been doing. This is the products that I've been explaining, and in the end, we have a skilled, experienced team. We are a new company, but we are more spin-off than startup because it's a spin-off for research bodies of knowledge. We have creative people, we have designers, and also we have people that are working with us, young people with really different approaches to the world that can help us always, and they help us a lot to also broaden our vision on this, like Nick that help us to a lot to understand how can we use social media, like Thiago that help us a lot to know what today's we should also take in account when we are talking about innovation and developing business. We are young people yet, but we love young blood to be mixed in our team. Also, we are developing not only tools like the Canvas that you say that we will talk more deeply today, but also we are developing new kinds of brainstorming toolkits, new kinds of tools with a visual concept, but also with a tangible concept. We've been learning that sometimes in companies, especially when we are talking in SMEs, it's not bad that people, when they are brainstorming, developing ideas, that most of the time they are intangible concepts, things difficult to visualize, that they have 3D tools to help them to see it in a better way. For instance, I give you an example. These brainstorming kits that we launch in the market. For instance, it's a very good way of people understand what is the concept of clustering information. Because when we ask people, can you please see what kind of concepts they are similar, or they are synergetic, or they are complementary, sometimes they are concepts difficult to understand, to start doing it. But when we start putting together these status like we call it, then clustering becomes alive, becomes with form, tangibility. And that helps us a lot in a very difficult concept, context of small and medium-sized companies in sectors very difficult, like for instance the construction sector. So I will now go just show you a little bit of small portfolio of a project where we applied most of our concepts, so that we go then to what we call the Innovation Diagnostic Canvas. I was in a conference, a big conference yesterday about design thinking for innovation, and I showed these case studies to the big audience, and I think it was let's say understandable for people that these kind of processes that put together an innovation system, but based on based on creativity, based on sorry, I just opened something in the computer. I go there in a second. Okay, they really represent hard work. So this is the full 1.5 year process of all our stages of innovations of 20 of our 44 tools were applied, so that we started with the challenge: what could we innovate in products and services in smart energy, in smart grids for smart cities, and we finish with 14 ideas that stakeholders in co-creation with our tools and process give to the provider as these are the products and these are the services that I would like to have in my house regarding this technology of smart energy. So I tried to make it the most short I could, a small presentation of what we are. I think now the most important thing of the webinar, that's why you wanted to assist, is to talk about our canvas. So I think you understood from the presentation that for us the innovation culture is really important, and everything starts with a good diagnostic. A good diagnostics is a good point of start to know where we are, what could be, let's say, the opportunities, the frictions, the things that we find inside our organization that we could improve, that we could change, that we could innovate. So we really, from experience, we really think that one of the good stimulus to have a good innovation process and a good innovation outcome is that we start with a real need, that we start with a real, let's say, friction, or something that is needed not only for the company, but especially for consumers and for the market. So what we tried here is it's a tool that you want to be self-stream, that people can do it inside their organization, but always, we don't believe in individual work. Of course, by having this learning of the rule methodology from Peter Sprangers, we know that some people work better alone than in group, but in the end, it's a group work. So all these canvases are designed so that they are done, they are executed by the different people inside an organization. But there must be a point of start. And that is already some experience that we've been having from our courses and from our projects. People sometimes say, okay, I took the canvas, I put it in the wall, nobody started to fulfill them. Things must be activated. Activation, it's an important step of innovation. So if for some reason, what we said, for instance, in one of the examples is, Philip, you wanted to use this canvas inside the organization. You thought it was important when we show it to you. So you should be there and you should start networking. You should start talking to people face to face. You should ask one by one that you think is really important for your organization, that you think where you are now, that you make some kind of present diagnostic how the company is operating in these six boxes. And so if you are, let's call it this person's innovation champion, you should be the one that should push this inside your organization. There must be somebody always that push inside your organization things to do. Because if it's not by one person that really understands the importance, then they have the passion and they want to do the best they can. So they have a kind of entrepreneurial spirit, and that is very important in innovation inside companies. Maybe all of these tools, doesn't matter if it's ours or if it's some other tools that are designed to help companies to develop better process and better innovations, they will not succeed. So first thing, one person, two person, a group of person must lead this activation, must lead the tribe. Okay, it's the concept from Seth Godin, but it's important concept. Somebody must lead the tribe. Secondly, of course, there are a second way of doing it. And the second way of doing is if somebody comes from the outside. Of course, for us as a business company, that would be perfect world. But if we develop a canvas that is self-steering, that is not our aim, because in our process of consultancy, when we go to the places, we would like that this kind of canvas was already fulfilled for the first time. So for innovation, it's important that companies and people do not depend only on external people to come, and because it's an external people, let's do it. This is the first steps to change individual dimension, the barriers of people towards new processes. So in short, this point is there must be a tribe leader. Okay. Secondly, it's a very simple tool with boxes and some questions that help you to know what kind of information you should look for in each box. But as I told you, the idea is not one person doing it. The idea is that either this tribe leader join people from the different departments and functional areas of the company, even some partners, even some clients, they join together in one moment, like coffee break in the morning, and they use that to have a good coffee, Portuguese please, and start talking about and fulfilling the boxes, and could be one per day, half of a box per day. There is no time pressure. Doing it in 5 minutes doesn't mean it's better than doing it in 1 week. But this could be one of the ways. Another way is that, of course, you activate personally the people, but you put it in a place where the company, where people can go and put their input. And in some point, then after you have lots of input in the boxes, you try to get people together and talk about what is there. Okay. There is an important issue also in our experience regarding this kind of tools. We are looking for a very deep and a very honest and authentic diagnostic. So if it's the tribe leader is the boss, my God, there is no honesty possible, because I will not say things that I think it should be better in management when the boss is leading it. At least he cannot see me doing it, okay? Must be anonymous. Of course, I'm giving a little bit of exaggeration, but the idea is that there are no hierarchies when we start this kind of innovation process. It's not possible that you have the pressure of a director, of a leader, that you put the good opinions only. Or, and sometimes, unfortunately, in companies, it's like that. Some director wants to go up until being the president of the company and influences the people to start putting all negative. Sometimes companies are not only about everything is bad or everything is very good, and that is important for this innovation diagnosis conference to work the best. Is that we can have the freedom of asking people in the right moment, in the right context, to express their real opinions. Okay. Also, one point is important. It should be also there the perception of external people from the company. And of course, most of the companies, they still believe that secret is the key of their business. We don't. We think it's not like that anymore, but we respect there are areas, there are subjects, there are issues that must be kept first, of course, and developed first inside the walls. But that does not mean that you cannot listen, that you cannot open your ears to listen what people, for instance, the box number 4, how your clients see you, but not, of course, when you give them a gift, or but in the normal relaxed feedback. People just say, okay, I see you as, I think your value is this. So it's really important that even companies that their business model, the things that they are developing, they really have stages of the process that must be internal, that must be controlled. Let's use the word. We don't have a problem of using the word control in the innovation process, design thinking based and open innovation based, because it's normal. Companies need it from some sector of industries, but that doesn't mean, I repeat, that they cannot listen to people and interact and asking for ideas, etc. So it's important also to have external perceptions in the board. So for now, I will start to have a little bit of a look at the 7 boxes, how normally we do it, and we help companies to do it. And of course, then I will be open if you have any questions. I hope you will, or if you ever experience the tool and wanted to express your feedback. So tool number 1 or box number 1 is very simple. How do you see your company? We were inspired in a few of the first possible questions by Martin Neumeyer, that as a simple thing: what do you do? How do you do it? And why are you better? Or why are you a unique company? So we started with this example, and we developed a little bit more some stimulus for what we want in the box, such as, for instance, what your team looks like. And when we say what your team looks like, looks is the right word, because these processes must have some fun. So if some of your colleagues or yourself, you have skills to make some caricature, just do it. I know for me it will be a ball with 2 pointy eyes. I don't care, but it means people have some kind of, let's say, respect for me, because they can play with me, they can have a joke with me. But when we ask things like that, it's not only to say we are very serious, we are formal, our team is very professional. So we know that. So that's why we said in the box, we really write, we don't want institutional text here. We don't want the things that are in your brochure. We know that. Everybody says the team is great. Everybody says it's a very skilled team. I want to know, we have people that are really passionate and that work until midnight, and they don't have a life. They just live for the job. I want to know that here. And I would want to know how they look in the morning, and I want to know how they look in the evening when they go home, with no eyes, almost closed, almost cannot express themselves. I want this express the life of your company. This is a small example, but I would like you that when you're doing this tool, go for those things, look for those things. And of course, for instance, the question that we put there, or the stimulus, we earn our money in the following way. How do we earn money? like in our presentation that I show you, have 5 products, but I don't want you to write here what are your products. I want you to write you and the people that will collaborate with you. Collaboration is a key to